You ain't saying nothing yet.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. News talking this and that. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Hip hop, bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down.
In this video, we're going to talk about the person who is in charge of the Summer Wells case. Mr. Ronnie Lawson, who is the sheriff in Hawkins County, Tennessee. This department is the lead investigators in Summer's case. Lawson has been in law enforcement since 1997. He was defeated in his first attempt to run for sheriff in 2006 by Roger Christian, who did not seek re-election in 2010 when Ronnie Lawson became sheriff. Right after the election results were released, Lawson shared his vision for the department. He declared war on drugs. He said, "We're giving them 4 months' notice," stating, "We're coming, and we're not going to tolerate it anymore. We're tired of everything that we've been through here in Hawkins County." It's a little strange that that was his first mission, considering he denied drugs being a problem when Don Wells mentioned the meth problem in Beach Creek. Maybe Sheriff Lawson isn't aware of everything that goes on there. It's possible that some things just aren't being reported. A quick Google search certainly shows that Hawkins County in general may be an area with potential problems with drugs and violence. There's been a lot of violent crimes committed in this county: domestic disputes, shootouts, drug trafficking, murders, missing people, and bodies found. Many cases have gone unsolved for years, but recently they have actually managed to bring closure to a couple of cold cases. One being a case where a woman was beat and shot in 2013. Her live-in ex-husband was the one who found her body. The motive was believed to be theft or burglary. News articles pointed out that her ex-husband was on probation for drug charges, so you can imagine there must have been crazy speculation and accusations that he was involved. But it turned out that he wasn't. A woman who she had actually been friends with was recently arrested for her murder. Maybe it's cases like this one that made Ronnie Lawson not be so quick to place blame without irrefutable evidence. Maybe he's so lenient with Don and Candace because he's learned not to be so quick to judge through other investigations that he's done. One article that I found was quite interesting. It gave some insight into the behavior of the officers in Hawkins County. Sheriff Lawson was named a defendant in the lawsuit, where a man alleged that deputies used excessive force in an incident that happened April 12th of 2020. Officers were dispatched to a possible impaired driver. The driver, Gabriel Barnett, did not stop when officers activated their lights. A pursuit at about 50 miles per hour began, and officers attempted a rolling roadblock, which caused Barnett to lose control of his vehicle and go down a short embankment. As officers approached his truck, Barnett was climbing out of the window. Officers swarmed the vehicle, pulled him out, and slammed him face down in a mud puddle. One officer stomped on the back of his neck, continually forcing his face into the mud. Barnett can be heard screaming on the body cam footage that he could not breathe. Other officers jumped in, punching Barnett in the face, head, and neck. Sheriff Lawson stated, "I reviewed the facts, and my officers didn't do anything wrong. They acted appropriately."
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says he 100% stands behind his deputies
The officer
after
reacts on their training. Good training lets them go home. Bad training can cost them their lives.
Hawkins County is involved in other lawsuits as well. There were claims of negligence after heavy rains caused a landslide. The lawsuit claimed, despite calls to report it, no action was taken to shut down the highway. This caused a fatality when a man flipped multiple times and went over an embankment. He died from his injuries. Sheriff Lawson took no accountability, even though the road wasn't closed off until 50 minutes after the 911 call. Since Summer's disappearance on June 15th, crime in Hawkins County has continued as usual. One headline really grabbed my attention. Arrests were made recently after a burned body was found back in September, about 3 months after Summer's disappearance. This reminded me of a scene that I had seen on a TV show called Bates Motel. A man was burned and hung upside down in the town square. He had crossed the wrong person, and his burning body was put on display to show a message. The more I thought of this fictional small town, I couldn't help but wonder if Hawkins County, Tennessee has anything in common with White Pine Bay as it's described in the show. This was the perfect town for Norma and Norman Bates, because this was a town filled with deep, dark secrets. Sheriff Romero cast a blind eye to many of the crimes that happened there. He used a sense of vigilante justice when it came to maintaining law and order in his town. The town's major cash crop was the illegal sale of marijuana, and there were some pretty dangerous and sketchy people involved. The way this is portrayed on the show kind of reminds you of what we would imagine the Cornbread Mafia to be like.
And suspicion has started to turn to her parents, Don and Candace Wells. They have been adamant that Summer was abducted. But tonight, the sheriff on the case says...
No, I want to go home.
Oh, no.
Questions have come up about what Candace might know.
People have alleged that this organization is possibly involved in Summer's disappearance. The leader, Johnny Boone, was actually beloved in his community and said to be a hell of a good guy. So to be honest, I don't know if people in this group were known to be violent, and I doubt that abducting children was a part of their agenda. In an interview, Sheriff Lawson was asked about the Cornbread Mafia, and he did say he had never heard of them, but added that everyone involved is still a person of interest. That sounds like he's not ruling it out, and he may think it's at least a possibility. This is not the only weird, creepy, coincidental similarity that fits into theories in the Summer Wells case. There's more. One very popular theory is that Summer was. This type of thing was also one of White Pine Bay's darkest secrets. In the show, a sketchbook was found containing drawings and a story of a young girl who was sold into She was kidnapped by the sheriff's deputy and was kept a prisoner in his basement. The book also told the story of 4 other girls. One was sold by her father to pay off an old debt. One of the girls died from an overdose, and the other girls were forced to bury her by a shed on the hill of a mountain. Of course, this is a fictional story, but this does really happen to real people in real life. And this is a theory that I personally have always considered a plausible theory.
Hey guys, okay, so I forgot ice was coming out for us, whatever, some other shit. So these little bastards are getting sneaky, and there's a clan pop-up tonight. And I knew the stickers and shit coming in yesterday weren't a fucking coincidence, but whatever. Anyway, they're just starting to roll in. So if anybody wants to join me, you have about an hour to get ready, meet me, as long as you can keep up in the fucking woods, stay quiet, and like, not be a baby. So, if anybody wants to join me, can wash off real quick. You know, no perfumes, no lights. As long as you can keep up in the woods in the fucking dark, you're more than welcome to come. I'm sure you know what might not happen, etc. So, be prepared for that. You can meet me. You can go with. Just don't need anybody's gonna slow down in the woods and whatnot. So, anyway, there's that. Just holler. Later, peeps.
A local woman in Hawkins County described a town where outsiders are not welcome. In her ramblings, she has mentioned some disturbing things: fresh babies, people being endangered, feuds over land, getting the clan together, watching people from the woods in the dark with no flashlights. Is this what people do in this town? Is Jody Sue a good representation of people who live in Hawkins County? Do people there have their own way of life where they take care of their own problems without having to wait on the slow turning wheels of justice? Is it possible that they already know what happened and have taken care of it, and now they're just trying to figure out how to play it off to the public in a way that they don't reveal too much about how things work in their town? Is Ronnie Lawson anything like Sheriff Alex Romero in White Pine Bay, where they don't exactly abide by the laws and believe in vigilante justice? Is this the face of a man withholding dark secrets? Without a doubt, he definitely knows more than he's saying. There's a reason why it's so hard for people to keep secrets. You get an adrenaline rush when you know something that everybody else is dying to know. That's what I see when I look at his face. He's like, you guys don't understand why we haven't cleared the parents. You're confused about why we aren't interrogating them or why we didn't lock Don Wells up after his DUI. Y'all just don't get it, but we do. We know exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it. In other cases they've investigated, they revealed little to nothing to the public. Then suddenly arrests were made and the crime was solved. Still, nothing was told about what evidence they had gathered or what information led to those arrests. Is this how Summer's case will be solved? Secrets kept, no details released about how they found out what happened. Honestly, as long as the case is solved and Summer is found, I don't really care about the rest. I don't live there. It's none of my business. The hills of Hawkins County, Tennessee can keep their secrets. As of right now, the public has been told that there has been no new information since the beginning, no proof of an abduction, no proof of foul play, no one has been ruled out, no one is a suspect, no real sightings of Summer. All I can say is we sure hope that they know what they're doing, because right now it's looking like someone is going to get away with making this baby disappear.